Welcome to Milwaukee Studios. In this video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys workspaces inside of ShotCut and also how to customize your UI and workspaces and all of that inside of ShotCut. So let's actually get into that. So the first thing is you're going to need the program open, which I actually have right here. So this program works off of Workspaces, which is actually a really neat feature that like Premiere Pro has, and it's super amazing. But let me first just show you kind of their built-in ones and the easiest ones to get to. So basically when you look at it, we're going to have this small area right over here. And this small area is where we can switch in between logging, editing, effects work, color, audio, player, and I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see it, but basically this is going to change the entire layout, switch the panels around just to fit it. So like the logging, we have playlists, all the basic stuff, editing, we have all the basic things you need to cut your footage, but you can actually switch in between them in a different spot, and there's also about 2 to 3 other hidden layouts that are default layouts, which I'm going to show you guys now. So basically you look at it like here, and you want to come up here and you want to click on this view option. Underneath that you can see an exit full screen. Right under that you have a layout, so this is wherever you can look at that, and we have a logging option just like those, and you can see this Alt+1, just meaning that you can press Alt and 1 and that will literally switch in between logging workspace. Underneath the player option, we actually have a clip only project and a playlist project also, and these are actually really useful if you just need to edit one clip or if you're just creating a really basic video. Underneath that you have a restore default layout, so this one is going to be really useful whenever we actually start adding our own custom one. But yeah, underneath that, you guys should have only an add option. This remove and editing one are examples that I've already made in practice for this. When you press that, it's going to ask for a name, but you need to first set up a layout or a workspace. So what we need to do is we're going to go and look at the full screen now, and I'm going to click off, and now we can see this is what they automatically have. I personally don't like that it automatically has the properties selected for it, so I think the playlist would be more useful, so I'm going to click onto that using the tab here. And then I think I want to move some of the panels around. But how would you guys do this? Okay, I'm going to show you guys that right now. So basically on this playlist option, you can press the X and it'll actually just close out that panel completely, and you'll have to re-enable the panel. But right next to that we have this button, and that button is going to allow you to disconnect it from the entire editor, and we can even just like move this off screen for you guys, which I'm putting on my second monitor. But you can do this, for instance, so you can do like multi-monitor setup if you wanted. So basically right here by the playlist, if you click and drag that, it's going to pop it out like normal, but you'll notice when I hover over things, it's turning blue. So basically that blue is showing exactly where it goes. So if we put it up here, it's going to be right over the filters option. If we do this, you can see that it's covering up the entire filters panel. Basically that means we're adding it as another tab. So if I let go, we're going to see that we have the playlist tab, and then we can tab in between them, and you have your filters and properties one. I'm going to go back to the playlist just for now, but I'm going to quickly just move this one over as an example, and I'm going to show you guys this. There we go. And it's just moved like that, so I just wanted the audio to be here, and I want it to automatically have the playlist selected, and it's right up in the corner. So now that we actually have that, we're going to go back up to the top area, press on that view option, go to the layout, we're going to press the add button, then it's actually going to pop up this right here. And basically this is going to be where you can name the workspace. So I'm going to call this example 1, and we're going to press OK on that. Now that you've actually done that, it'll look completely the same, but you like move some panels around and you got really confused where things were, what you can do is reset it to default really easily by going back up to that view area, layout, and pressing that restore default layout, and it's just going to restore it to its default layout with the properties selected, the project opening here, audio on this side. But if you guys do want to use that custom workspace we added, it's just up here. So press the view, go to the layout, and press the example 1. When you do that, it's going to switch to the playlist view and move this audio one over here, and everything else is the same. So that's how you can add them. If you need to delete them, it's pretty simple still. You literally just go here and you press the remove button, and it's going to pop up this middle panel, and you can click on whichever one you want. So for instance, for me, I want to get rid of example 1 and that one, so just click on both and press OK. And now if you guys decide to, you can press the view layout, and you can see it's not there anymore, and you only have the add option right there. So that's the basics of that. So now that we've actually looked at adding your own custom workspaces, the default workspaces, and how to switch in between them using a shortcut, now it's time to actually talk about basic aesthetics and language manipulation in this program. So if you guys want to be able to change the look of it, all you have to do is come up to that top area again, press the settings, and go all the way down here, and you'll see there's a user interface right there. Underneath that, you're going to have the options that I'm talking about. You have a language option, which will allow you to go in between all of these different options. There's plenty of options. I'm English United States, so I'd click on that, and it'll select that. And what it'll do is pop up this little warning message saying you must restart ShotCut to switch to the new language. Do you want to restart it? Press yes. It will close out the program, then reopen it completely. And now that you've actually had that, it's going to have everything in English, for instance. If you want to be able to change the view, it's the exact same thing. Just go up here into the settings, and you can go to the theme, and you have a system theme, Fusion Dark, which I personally like, and I think it is the default one. Or you can go to Fusion Light, which I'll pop up a few images right now. So that's how you can change the basic themes of it. But with that all said, that's great and all, but what about changing things like, for instance, if you learned this program really well and you know what the audio waveform one looks like, but you don't want this bar on the top, or you don't want this really long bar at the top with all of these different options and everything, that is actually done up here again in the views. So you press the view option, and underneath the layout you can enable and disable everything that you want. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the changes. But show title bar, when you disable that, it's going to remove that title bar completely. And now you can't move anything around or anything like that, which is nifty. But it also can be confusing to people. So you can also go back there and just enable it again. You can even disable, like, show the toolbar, for instance. If we disable that, it's going to remove that entire top bar that shows all the tools and the undo, redo, and that. So if you're used to it already and you kind of know where everything is, you know the shortcuts, you can just do this, and you're saving on a little bit of real estate, so you can actually look at things a little bit larger and things like that. You do also have options, like if you have that enabled, you can not show the text, like right here, show text underneath icons. Disable that, and now it won't show the text, and it's just basic icons. Or you can even go here and press show small icons, so now everything's smaller, including on like the timeline icons and things like that. So you have a little bit more playroom, and you have more visible to you when you're just editing in general. The last thing is, with that, if you come up here, you do have scopes. So if you wanted to add like a scope or whatever to any of your custom layouts or anything, you can go to the scopes, and you have this drop down list of like video zoom, waveform, video vector, and all of that. You also do have underneath that these, which is literally the same thing as just clicking on the top here. So if I click on this, it's enabling it / showing the keyframes now instead of the timeline, just like that. And it's just right up here in the view option if you want to, and it even shows you guys the shortcuts that you can use to jump in between those, enable them, and things like that. So with that, that is the basics of actually manipulating and changing ShotCut to fit your workflow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do have a playlist over here wherever I'm talking all about ShotCut and all of the tutorials for it. And I even have a playlist over here with all of my basic walkthroughs of different programs. Those videos are right there for you guys. And with that said, guys, remember, keep on editing.